So we are now ready for Sukkot. Got the gazebo up. Table and chairs are underneath. The grill is out in its own little section. And now I get to decorate. Oh yeah. Shalom. It is Sunday, October 24th. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do one video and it's going to be together. It's going to be the garden tour and a backyard update. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I did plant some, get some seeds started on the porch. Remember, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I told you that something ate them down. I believe it was slugs. We have huge slugs up here. Because the ground stays so wet. But some of them are actually coming back. Let's see. So this one right here is obviously cabbages, and then we have some kale, and then this one is some type of lettuce. I don't remember what I planted. That's what happens. So yeah, that is what happens when you forget to mark them. So there's those. I'm going to have those to plant. I may go ahead and try to sow some more seeds in there and see if they come up. But we have finished our project that we were working on for the backyard. It is decorated, and I'll get to that in a minute. So I did order some stuff for the backyard makeover for not gardening per se, but for edible landscaping. And what I've got is this. This is what has come in. I've got 4 apple trees right here. This is the Macoun apple. I'm not sure if I can catch that in the picture. Okay, this is the Macoun apple. This is the Candy Crisp, and this is the Snow Sweet. And this one is the Gravenstein. Yeah, Gravenstein. Just want to make sure I pronounced that correctly. I'm really pleased with how well the trees look when they arrived. They just arrived. I just ordered them a few days ago and they arrived. And look at the new growth that they have on them. This one's been topped. These are semi-dwarf, so they're not going to be really small, but they're not going to be really large either. So that's kind of going to fit really perfectly for where I want to put them, and I'll show you that here in a minute. These right here are honeyberries, the blue palm honeyberry. I have 2 of those, and they look fairly decent. They have some new growth and they have some buds. So let's see, this one actually has a couple leaves. So I have more coming. That's just what has already arrived. And we have not, I also have some cilantro right up here because Todd loves cilantro. So I have more things coming, but they have not arrived yet. So that's what is here. So I'm going to start with the garden tour, and then we're going to end with what I have already done, or what we have done in the backyard, and to do the makeover. So I'll end with that, and then talk about the plants that I already have planned out here, and what I'm thinking about doing with them. Nothing's set in stone yet because they haven't gone in the ground. Once they're in the ground, they're going to stay. As you can see, we have not harvested in about 3 days, so we need to harvest our tomatoes. And there may be some peppers out here as well. Hopefully none of them have gone bad. But the tomatoes have stopped putting on growth because of the cool weathers at night. It's dropping down in the 40s, low to mid 40s. So it has stopped putting on growth. But the tomatoes that are on there are turning. They are ripening on the vine. I actually have some lettuce right here that volunteered. So that's good. I wish there were more. There's something right here, possibly more lettuces. I'm not sure. I won't be sure until they get a little bigger, but I think that's what those are. Now I remember I did plant some beets and turnips and other stuff on that side, and I see nothing coming up over there. So I believe that was about a month or a month and a half ago that I planted those seeds over there. I've actually planted some down this side too, but yeah, nothing's come up, so it is what it is. So I mean, some of these tomato plants really look healthy. Like this one right here has not gotten ugly or anything. It's beautiful. I mean, it still looks beautiful. And I believe that's a better boy. These right here are Parks Whoppers right here. It's not put on a whole lot of tomatoes this year. What it has, I mean, they do look good. The ones that it does put on does look good once it ripens. This one right here is completely deceased. And there's some more that are deceased. Now this one is the sucker that I planted, and it just hasn't done anything. There's a couple other suckers down here that I planted, and they too haven't done anything. There are some volunteer marigolds, which I'm absolutely happy about. I love that they volunteered, so I'm just gonna let them grow where they grow. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to put some more soil in here because it's dropped about a foot. So we're going to have to load some more soil in here. And then we're going to amend the soil. Well, that's going to be in the spring. I did already get the amendments to amend the soil. I may get some more stuff if I run across something that's really good. My neighbor over here, Richard, he said that he has a really good mix that he would give me to try for fertilizer for tomatoes. I believe he said it was for tomatoes, but he hasn't done that yet, and I don't know. But it was somebody who came up with it locally, I believe. So I don't know what that is. And see if there is anything growing that I planted. And I mean, I planted, so yeah, these are some of the things that I planted. So maybe they did come up. They're just a little delayed. So it will be nice to actually have some things in the winter time. As you can see, some of the this was dill right here. And I love that these are just self-seeding, the marigolds. I love that. And I'm hoping that the basil will too. I may actually intentionally drop some seeds down there because, well, no, I won't, because we're going to have to fill that in. Anyway, I'm going to save those seeds. So the parsley hasn't really done anything. It's just kind of sat there. See anything else? The basil does really good with tomatoes. It really does. I've lost a couple tomatoes right there. Look, there's that basil kind of hiding. I'm gonna have to let Todd know that's there. So yeah, I've got some tomatoes to harvest here. Over here I did work on well, I planted some daffodils in here and in a couple of the empty containers, because I want to know what they look like before I put them in the ground. I really want to know what they look like before I put them in the ground. So yeah, I planted them in pots this year, and then we'll see. Yeah, I have more daffodils in there that I need to plant. I also planted some canna lilies in there, just because I don't know right now where to put them, because we have such huge piles of mulch that are taking up a huge portion of the yard, and we got those trees that are going to be going in soon. So these are the green stalks. And yeah, I just let this dandelion go. Anyway, I did pull out some of the weeds from that one. These are the strawberry spinach. I never did get to try these, but the leaves never looked really good. They never had really good leaves. So I'm going to let them go to seed. I've actually saved some of the seeds already. And harvest the seeds and maybe try it again next year, see if it'll naturalize. This is a spinach too, I believe, but I did not plant this here and I did not plant this one here. So I believe this one has self-seeded from, the leaves look like this one. So we'll see if it goes to seed which one it is. So these are the amaranth. It's definitely not the amaranth because it's not red. These were the amaranth, and I've already harvested some seeds off of this one. So I'm going to let these go to seed, and then we're going to harvest those as well. But this one was really good. I'm walking around with papers under my arm because I want to make sure that I give you the accurate details about what we're doing and where we're doing it. So here are the sweet pepper beds. There are some peppers on there. Some of them are actually finally getting to be a pretty decent size. I mean, nothing to be, write home about, but they're actually fairly decent compared to what they have been. Let's see. That's one bed, and here's another of the sweet peppers. And same story here. They're getting a little bit bigger. And I have not amended the soil yet or done anything to it. And then maybe they're just really liking the cooler weather, so they're growing a little bigger. I know they like it warmer. They don't like it quite as warm as tomatoes do, in my opinion. Of course, that's my opinion, so take it for what it is. So here is another sweet pepper bed, but it also has some, what do you call them, banana peppers in there. Now this right here is supposed to be a yellow bell pepper. Does that look like a yellow bell pepper? No, it doesn't. It has cross-pollinated with, I believe, see, that is not a yellow bell pepper either. That has cross-pollinated with the hot banana peppers. So these never got really large. They're very, very pitiful. I will try them again next year in a different location and see how they do. So the green beans, Todd has harvested, or the snow peas, Todd has harvested a few more off of them. As you can see, there's still some more here, but it's not really enough to process in a jar. So we've just been frying them up and eating them fresh. I really need to get in here and clip some weeds out, trim some weeds out. I'm not sure what this is right here, but that stuff is so prolific here. It grows everywhere. I mean, it's all over the back here, around my garden shed and everything, and apparently now around my my bed. So, yeah. I still love my garden. It's a little sad looking, but I love my garden. All right, this, what is that? Okay. This right here, these, if you recall at the beginning of, we've not harvested maybe one tomato off of these two vines. Now this one was looking better. Now it's looking, with the cold weather, it's looking pretty bad again. I'm guessing they're just trying to put off some fruit. Oops. I'm guessing they're trying to put off some fruit just so they can survive, you know. But look how heavy laden that one is. But all the fruit we've gotten off of this, well, we've got a lot off of it, but it's not been edible because it's had the blossom end rot. So, yeah, these have no blossom end rot. I can't explain that. I have no idea why that is the case. Except, I did discover that when they're pushed back, that does increase. When there's not enough airflow, that does increase the possibility of blossom end rot. And so I pulling those back. I don't know, maybe they just made a little comeback. But that's all right. I may just go ahead and harvest the green tomatoes and use them in a salsa or something. So right here, I love this. It doesn't take much to please me or delight me. So anyway, these are the orange bird peppers. They finally started turning this week, and we did try one. Now online they say those are sweet peppers, they're not hot. I don't know if they cross-pollinated with the black cobra or not, but it is pretty hot, and it is sweet, and it is hot. So it is both, but it does have some heat. It has some pretty decent heat too. Sorry, this sounds really bright. I'm not like trying to give you mean faces. So we have some Fresnos back there that are starting to ripen up, which is really good because that, you know, that's my favorite one. The chilies are doing good. Can't remember which one this one is. I had the hardest time at the beginning of spring. So these are, yeah, these are chili peppers, although this does not really look like a chili pepper unless it's just a different type. Look at those flowers. They're still putting on flowers with as cold as it's been at night. So interesting. Something has been nipping away at this one. Look at that. In the middle of the bed though, so it's not a deer. My guess, possibly some kind of worm, because it kind of looks like the damage of a hornworm. It's right here as well, and there's some over there also. Check this out. Lettuce. Okay, we have some lettuce, fresh from the garden. Oh, that smells wonderful. I might replant this over there, but or shoot, hang on, I'm gonna plant it right here. Okay, there it is. Let's see. I just got my head in spider webs. Let's see if it'll get any bit larger right there. So here are the Shibi peppers, still putting on those pretty purple peppers. The, what is that, cucumbers are have put on a huge blush of flowers right there, and I'm just gonna let them do their thing. I don't, you know, I'm not expecting a harvest. I didn't get a harvest of maybe a few cucumbers earlier in the season before they were destroyed, so we'll see what happens. These are the Cherokee purple, and it looks like several of those are about ready to come off so they can ripen inside. This one right here, here's my other Santa Fe, not Santa Fe. These are my other, oh my goodness, my Fresno chili peppers. Fresno chili peppers, those are my favorite. These are Tabascos, and there's quite a few on them that are ready to harvest off. I believe we are going to try to take some of these in, maybe. I'd really like to take one of the Fresnos, at least one of the habaneros and one of the cayenne in, just so we can start harvesting sooner in the year. It would be nice if we could do more than one, but I don't think I have room for that in my house. So it would be really nice if we had room to do that, but we don't. Yeah, and the greenhouse isn't ready yet, so it is what it is. You can't always control every circumstance, but you can do what you can with what you've got. So that's what we're working on right now. These right here are the habaneros, and we have actually been harvesting quite a bit of the habaneros. They are hugely prolific. And here are the, oh my gosh, look at the size of that thing. Can you see that? That thing is bigger than my palm. It's a black radish. It's bigger than my palm. It's a black radish, and that's going to be really interesting to see what that thing tastes like, because it is huge. Apparently it's very happy with the habaneros. Here are the cayennes. Oh dear. These have gotten so heavy they have broken off the vine. Yikes. They've gotten so heavy they've broken off. Yeah, so we may just have to be more selective about which ones we allow to ripen out here. Here are the Roman tomatoes. They're finishing off. There's not a lot more on here that are salvageable, so once they're gone, like there's some cayenne in there that are ready to harvest as well. Once those are gone, we'll be I'll be cleaning out this bed. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to plant anything in there for the winter. Carrots do really good, and you can let them overwinter in the ground. People like pull them up and harvest them, and they like take them in, like bury them in sand and stuff. Like, you don't have to do that. They'll overwinter in the ground just like beets do, and you can just pull them out, and it makes them sweeter. So just FYI, we discovered that last year. Here is my other tomato. I honestly cannot remember which kind this one was. Looks like my Brussels sprouts are trying to make a comeback from the bugs that have been destroying them. The cucumbers are just a wild mess. They do not like this trellis. So I am definitely not going to be using these trellises for anything in the garden. I may use these to help protect my younger trees that I have coming, or the ones that I've gotten here already. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. So, but I will use those until they fall down. But I'm thinking those would be really good for some of the trees. It is getting so thick here with weeds that I can barely walk through here without getting touched by weeds. But this is that plant that's growing everywhere. It's not an ugly plant. It's not. I wish it had some benefit, but if it does, I don't know about it. And here's one that's like growing crazy. And it's trying to take over the bed. I'm going to have to cut that off down here at the base, because it is trying to completely take that over. I believe this may be a blueberry. Ugh, I'm covered in bugs. There's another one that's taken over the rose bed. And if these don't get, they're kind of viney. If they don't get too big, you can pretty easily pull them out. Yeah, those come out pretty easy. This is my dwarf cherry tree. I'm going to get it in the ground somewhere. It's got some nodules right there, but that kind of looks like it's dead, doesn't it? So I might just cut that off back there and give it a big old prune and see what happens with it. That is not what I come out here to do today. Okay, so here is, I just stepped into a puddle right here. Underneath these mats is staying wet. So I really need to, you can see how my foot goes down. It's just mud right there. I believe what we have here is black clay. That's what it looks like. It is black soil. It is black, but it is like black clay. There's like very little sand in there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fix this next year. I do love the black, but the muddy trails are just, it's not working for me. So if the ground needs a way to be able to dry out, and it's not like that. So I'm going to have to research and figure out what to do. This is the last bed. And these are the pepperoncinis and the jalapenos, and there's quite a few in here that are ready to be harvested. Yay, the sun's in my back, so I'm not squinting at you anymore. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we've gotten done. Kelsey helped me put together the swing sets. I believe it was Thursday of last week, and she is absolutely loving her swing. So it's not going to stay like this. I'm going to expand this little planting area right here and put some more stuff in right there. And this week is Sukkot. Sukkot started Thursday night into Friday, and so it started this weekend, and yeah, this is our sukkah outside, and we have a sukkah inside as well, but we did get this finished. So I'll insert some pictures here. The first thing we did is we laid down some, well, the first thing I did was shore the grass really short, and this is where we had our stuff stacked. So there's some dead grass right there, and I need to mow the grass again. Okay, so the wind came. We had some high winds yesterday with some rain, and it came through and like tore some of the stuff down, which I didn't have secure up there anyway. It's just kind of stuck there. Some of them are tied, but they're just kind of stuck, and they're not really secured. They're not going to stay. It's not going to stay decorated like this, but the curtains are going to stay at least until winter, and then we'll pop those off and cover the tables and the grill again. So yes, this is the secret that we've been working on in the backyard for our backyard makeover. After the landscape fabric was in, we figured out that this end right here needed to be dug out because it was way too high, and you'll see that in the pictures. It was way too high where the tree was. So yeah, we had to, and we used the tiller to till this out and shovel it out. That's where the dirt came from that went in the onion planter. So, see, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, planting plans. So, as you know, I have 4 apple trees coming up. I have 4 apple trees here, and I have more plants coming. And I'm going to talk to you about that in just a minute. The 4 apples are going to go 2 on this side, and sorry about that, 2 on this side. And so they're kind of going to bank it. And on the back, I want to do I have a couple vines. They're kiwi, the hardy kiwi, and I'm going to do some posts here, or actually I'm thinking a cattle panel, a 16-foot cattle panel, and plant them 4 feet in on either side, and let them grow up and spread, because they will spread and cover that. So that will do 2 things. One of those is it will provide a privacy screen for from our neighbors. And it will also provide a windscreen, so it won't be so rough on our, because this gazebo is semi-permanent. It's not a permanent one, but it is a semi-permanent, so yeah, so it won't be so hard on this. So, kiwis here, apples here, and here. Now, that's not all I ordered. Let's see. And like I said, the apple trees are semi-dwarf. Now I ordered 2 kiwis to go back here. That's the plan at the moment. I also ordered 4 aronia berries. I've never tried aronia berries, but we love berries, so that's going to be a pretty safe bet for us. So I ordered 2 of the Viking and 2 of the, no I didn't. Okay, I ordered 2 of the Viking Arania berries. I'm not sure where I'm going to put those yet. I've not decided. I do want to put some plantings along the front just to kind of do a little landscaping around the gazebo. And let's see, I also have the 2 blue palm honeyberries, which you saw up there, and then I also have 2 berry blue honeyberries that are coming. Now those are very much like blueberries, so they're going to be kind of bushy. So that's something that we could plant here along the front. That's something we could plant here. I was also thinking that could be something we plant like on the other side of the yard, about where the trees are over there. So yeah, that's still a little up in the air. And I already have some pawpaws, and we need to get those in the ground so they don't get root bound in the pots, because who knows, you know, I mean, we may not even ever move from here, so who knows what's going to happen. Okay, I got distracted. So back to the plants. I also have a dwarf cherry tree back there, and I have some lilacs, which I may actually use for deer deterrents. So those might actually go in the alleyway. And perhaps over here, when we get when I get a fence put up right here, I may perhaps put one on this side to kind of deter deer, because I do have a lot of lilacs and deer don't like them. So hopefully that will help our neighbors out too a little bit with their deer issue, because they've every time they plant, the deer love to go and eat their food, and I feel bad for them. Let's see. Okay, I was talking about the pawpaws. I do have 2 pawpaw trees back there, and you need another one for it to fruit. Those are 2-3 years old now. And I have one coming, which is probably about the same age, judging by the age of the apple trees that we have. So possibly next year or the year after, they'll be putting up on a little fruit. But we'll see. But we're gonna heavy mulch them. But you know, the apple trees are semi-dwarf, so they'll fit right there. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the cherry tree or the pawpaws. I'm going to have to research what condition they like. The pawpaws will pretty much grow anywhere. They do like shade, so I might plant them on the other side of the garden shed here next to the fence. This neighbor here does not spray, so I'm not worried about them getting poisoned there. And this neighbor over here has actually stopped spraying this line of the fence line because of our plants, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's not done. It is not done, but this was a big portion of it. This gazebo was a big portion of it, and we did need to get it done before Sukkot. So because this is our week of Sukkot, which is looking forward to the marriage supper of the Lamb, hallelujah. And so we love Sukkot. That's one of our favorite festive Moedim of Yahuah. And so I'm going to continue beautifying this place and making it a place that we want to come out and spend time in. So how did we do this? We have issues here with the ground because it is kind of clay and it does stay wet if it's covered. So what we did is we put the landscape fabric down first, and then some sand, and Todd actually cemented the poles in because this is a semi-permanent gazebo, and so he cemented the poles in, and then we put this it's almost like styrofoam, maybe styrene. They're called paver base, and they're 2 foot by 3 foot, and they're black, and you nail it in place to cement it. And so that is over top of the sand, and then over top of that we have these rubber pavers. And he tried liquid nails with these, but it did not hold. It stuck to the black part, but it did not stick to these. And so we have the outline, almost like a rug type design around the outer edge of the table and chairs rather. It feels really nice to walk on, and I love walking on it with bare feet. It just feels nice. It doesn't get really hot. It doesn't burn my feet. The sun's on it right now, and it doesn't get real hot. It does not burn my feet, and it's really nice to walk on. I'm hoping that with all the reviews that I've read and all the things because I researched this a lot before we did it, because I wanted something that's going to last. And last year I just used those small rubber mats, and it was just enough for the table, but our gazebo was not as big either. It was one of the pop-up tents. It was 10 by 10, so it wasn't very big either. And this is much larger, so I'm eventually going to put some lights out here that are solar powered, and that's what I would like to do. There's a hook there that we can hang things from. I'm thinking possibly a chandelier that will hold candles. Right now I do have this was Todd's mom's. It is vintage. It used to be a lamp, and it was turned into a candle holder. And I have a hammer laying to keep these from blowing away. But yeah, I love that. So that will do it for the garden tour for this week and for the backyard makeover update for what we've got done so far. So Yahuah bless you and keep you and give you shalom. Until next time, Yah bless.